When you are writing, your ideas and content either come from you or someone else. If it's from someone else, it could be a written text or other material. If it's a written text, you've got two choices. You either quote, which means you copy words from a source, or you paraphrase, when you rewrite something in your own words, keeping the author's original meaning. APA has different ways of creating in-text citations. Short quotations have less than 40 words. From the original, copy the exact words and put them inside double quotation marks. Then give the author's surname, year of publication, and the page number where the words are from. This information is in brackets. Notice the commas and full stop. Each one is followed by a space. A full stop ends the sentence. If you put the author first, you can put the page number after the quote. Block quotations have 40 words or more. Put the author, year and page number after the full stop or other punctuation at the end, but no quotation marks. Integrate the quotation into your text and use a right indentation for the quote. If you're introducing the author before the block quotation, put the year in brackets and just put the page number after the quote. You may not need to use block quotations as your lecturers expect you to use paraphrase most of the time. Paraphrasing is when you rewrite something in your own words, stating the author and year of publication. You don't put the page number. The reader assumes that everything before the citation is your paraphrase. You can also put the author's name first, followed by the year in brackets. Then comes your paraphrase. Sometimes you might want to refer to a source within a source that you're reading. For example, you're reading an article by McCarthy and he refers to the research of Sawir et al. And you want to include this in your assignment, but you can't access the original work. Cite the original authors and year first, then as cited in, followed by the author and year of the source you actually read. In your reference list, only include the details for McCarthy. When you bring in research, you have a choice about whether you put the ideas and content first or the author first. In this example, the content comes first, and then the author. And here, the author details are first, and then the content. Putting the ideas and content first helps the reader focus on what the research is about. Here, the focus is on social networking sites. Putting the author first helps the reader focus on who's done the research. Here, the focus is on McCarthy and what McCarthy's research says about the benefits. There are a few language options for putting the author first. You can point to the author, using according to or as. You can also state the type of research, a recent case study. And if you compare the findings of different researchers, you can use in contrast or similarly. If you want to write more than one sentence about a source, put the author within the first sentence, then, in the second sentence, refer back to this author or their research. Use language such as they, this research, a second finding. When you do this, you don't need to repeat the citation. When your source has one author, write the citation in brackets at the end, or with the author first, just the year in brackets. If it has two authors, use the symbol for and inside the brackets, but when you put the authors first, use the word and. If a source has 3 or more authors, only give the first author's name and use the abbreviation et al., which means and others, and put a full stop after the abbreviation. It's the same when you put the author first. Keep the full stop. List all authors on your reference list. Your reference list goes on a new page at the end of your assignment. It provides the exact details of the sources you used when writing. This reference list has 4 sources. The details and formatting are different for each source type. It's in alphabetical order, and each item has a hanging indent and double line spacing. For a book, start with the author's surname and initial and the year of publication in brackets, then the title of the book, which is in italics. Use capital letters at the start of the title and the subtitle, and for the names of people, organizations, and places, just like you would in a sentence. And lastly, the publisher. It's important to get the punctuation right. For an ebook, add the ebook's digital object identifier, called a DOI. Make all links active. They can be in blue with underlining or in black without underlining. For a journal article, after the author and year, put the title of the article, then the title of the journal, in italics with capital letters. Then you have the volume number, also in italics. Issue number, if there is one, in brackets but not italics. And the page numbers of the full article. Lastly, the DOI link. If your article has no DOI and is open access, put the article URL, also an active link. For a web page, start with the owner of the website, or the author's surname and initial and the year. If there's no year, you can use ND in the brackets, meaning no date. Then the title of the web page in italics. Lastly, put the full URL of the page you are on. If the web page is designed to be updated over time, and the page itself is not archived, like this one, include the retrieval date before the URL. An edited book has chapters that are usually written by different authors. Start with the author of the chapter and year, then the title of the chapter, then the editors, with initial before surname this time. The abbreviation for editors is in brackets. Then the title of the book, then the page numbers of the chapter. Use PP, which is the abbreviation for pages. And lastly, the publisher. For ebooks, add the DOI, if it has one. Online tools and guides can help you with referencing. APA Interactive is easy to use. The AUT Library website has the APA Referencing Style Guide and a handy brief guide. Other tools and guides are available. Use the APA Style blog for unusual or tricky referencing questions. So, referencing is important because it provides exact details of the sources used in your work. It lists them in a systematic way so that your reader can easily find them and knows exactly what you've read.